All right, let's talk about something that I know is on a lot of your minds right now. Spring is just around the corner and summer isn't too far behind. In fact, by the time that this goes out, there's only going to be 17 weeks until summer. And if you've already started thinking, I need to lose some weight before the warmer months, then stick with me because in this episode, we're going to change how to approach that. But here's the thing, what you don't need is another crash diet or another clean eating reset that leaves you starving or another round of excessive cardio that drains your energy and slows your metabolism. Because let's be honest, you've probably tried those things before, and where did it get you? Right back to square one, feeling frustrated, exhausted, and wondering why your body isn't responding like it used to. So today, I'm going to talk you through a simple, science-backed 4-step plan that is designed specifically for women over 40 who want to feel their best, boost their metabolism, and step into summer feeling strong, confident, and energized without restrictive dieting or punishing workouts. We're going to cover the biggest mistakes that actually slow your metabolism down when you try to lose weight. The 4 steps to resetting your metabolism for sustainable weight loss, and how you can start seeing results without feeling deprived or exhausted, or if you're tired of feeling like your body is working against you and you're ready for a new approach that actually fits your life. You're going to love this episode. So let's get into it. So before we dive into exactly how to reset your metabolism for spring, we need to talk about what might be holding you back. Because if you've ever felt like you're doing all the right things, but the scales won't budge, there's probably something working against your metabolism instead of for it. And unfortunately, most women over 40 are unknowingly making the same mistakes every single year when trying to lose weight before the summer. So let's break down the top 3 so that you can avoid them and start seeing real progress. So the first mistake is cutting calories too much. I just need to eat less and exercise more, right? Wrong. More exercise, less food, that's a metabolism disaster. This is the biggest trap that keeps women stuck. When you slash your calories too low, especially after 40, your body doesn't just burn fat. It goes into stress mode, slowing your metabolism, burning muscle, and increasing fat storage, particularly around your belly. And this happens because your body sees low calories as a threat and it tries to conserve energy. Your body is very sensitive to stress during perimenopause and menopause because of how your hormones are shifting and your stress glands are picking up the slack. So if you add additional stress in the form of a calorie deficit, your cortisol levels end up chronically elevated, and that drives belly fat and insulin resistance. Secondly, your body starts breaking down muscle for fuel, and guess what? Muscle is what keeps your metabolism thriving. Losing muscle is very bad news, not only for your metabolism, but also for your long-term health. If you want to maintain or build muscle, we need to be fueling our bodies for that, not starving ourselves. And thirdly, your hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin, they go haywire when calories are cut too low. And that makes you crave carbs, sugar, and junk food, which means making choices that are aligned with your goals become challenging. And, you're going to need a lot of willpower to execute that. And if you've ever felt hungry, exhausted, or like you have no willpower on a low-calorie diet, it's not you. It's the diet. It's your body fighting back. After 40, weight loss isn't just about calories, it's about metabolism, muscle, and hormones. Your metabolism thrives when it knows it's being taken care of, not starved, and we'll come on to what to do instead shortly. The second mistake is overdoing the cardio and ignoring strength training. Now, I know that cardio feels like the answer when you want to lose weight fast. After all, sweating it out on the treadmill should mean more fat burning, right? Well, not exactly. The truth is, cardio is often seen as the go-to for fat loss because more movement should mean more calorie burn. But what most women over 40 don't realize is that excessive cardio can actually work against fat loss, especially if your stress levels are already high. And the reason why is because every time you do a long or intense cardio session, your body releases cortisol, your primary stress hormone. And while cortisol is helpful in small doses, like when you need energy for a workout, chronically high cortisol can shift your body into survival mode. One of cortisol's jobs is to mobilize glucose for energy, but if you're not actively burning that glucose, your body stores it as fat, primarily in your midsection. And studies have shown that high cortisol levels are directly linked to increased visceral fat storage, the deeper, more dangerous type of belly fat that wraps around your organs. So if you're doing tons of cardio, but your waistline isn't shrinking, or if it's getting bigger, it could be because your stress response is working against you. Next is one of the biggest mistakes women make after 40, and that's focusing only on calorie burn instead of muscle preservation. Muscle really is everything for metabolism. And as I mentioned earlier, muscle is metabolically active, and that means that it burns calories even when you're not doing anything. The more muscle you have, the higher your resting metabolic rate. And that means that you burn calories even when you're sitting, sleeping, or doing nothing. After 40, we naturally lose around 3 to 8% of our muscle mass per decade unless we're actively working to preserve it. This process is known as sarcopenia, and it leads to a slower metabolism, reduced strength, and increased fat storage. So what happens when you only do cardio and you skip the strength training? Well, you may lose weight on the scale, but you're losing muscle, not fat. With less muscle, your metabolism slows down, making it easier to regain the weight. And long term, this can lead to weaker bones, joint pain, and increased risk of falls and fractures. So we've got to be prioritizing strength training. Remember, you won't bulk up, you'll just get leaner, stronger, and more toned. The next mistake is high intensity workouts. High intensity workouts on an already stressed out body can cause burnout, thyroid suppression, increased hunger, and a slower weight loss. If your metabolism is already sluggish, your hormones are out of balance, or you're constantly tired, high intensity interval training and intense workouts might be doing more harm than good. And that's because your body doesn't know the difference between a workout and other stressors. It just registers stress. If you're already sleep deprived, overworked, undereating, adding in high intensity exercise can be too much for your system to handle. Excessive stress lowers your thyroid function, slowing your metabolism, and your thyroid regulates your energy production. So when it's suppressed, fat loss stalls and fatigue sets in. Intense workouts spike your hunger hormones like ghrelin, making you feel ravenous after exercise. And if you find yourself craving carbs and sugar after workouts, this could be why. Over time, chronically high cortisol can lead to adrenal fatigue, making you feel exhausted, burned out, and unable to lose weight, even with the perfect diet and exercise plan. It's important to listen to our bodies and pay attention to the signs that your workouts might be working against you. If you feel exhausted instead of energized after a workout, if you're always hungry, craving sugar, or feeling hangry throughout the day, if you're experiencing irregular cycles, poor sleep, or hair thinning, if despite working out more, your weight isn't shifting or your belly fat is increasing, these workouts are working against you. The bottom line here is that more cardio is not the answer to fat loss, especially for women over 40. Ignoring strength training leads to muscle loss and a slower metabolism, and overloading your body with intense exercise can sabotage your weight loss by increasing your cortisol and suppressing your thyroid. High intensity workouts on an already stressed out body do not burn fat, they burn you out. A balanced approach of strength training, daily movement, stress management, and proper nutrition will help you lose fat, boost metabolism, and feel your best. If you're struggling with stubborn fat, your body likely needs less stress, not more. So we have to be very intentional, very mindful about our workouts. The next mistake is ignoring stress, sleep, and blood sugar balance. Now, this one is huge. It's a huge problem, and it's the most overlooked reason why women over 40 struggle with weight loss. Think about it. How often do we blame food or exercise, but totally ignore stress, sleep, and hormones? So here's a few reasons why this matters. 1, high cortisol, which is your stress hormone, that makes your body store fat and crave sugar. Secondly, poor sleep, it disrupts your hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin, and makes you feel hungrier. Thirdly, blood sugar crashes. So intense cravings, mood swings, and fat storage are all results of blood sugar crashes. What this essentially means is that focusing on positive food choices and working out more is going to feel really hard if you're not addressing sleep, stress, and blood sugar issues. Really hard. If you're eating healthy, but you're still struggling, this could be the missing link. So cutting calories too low puts your body into survival mode. Overdoing cardio while neglecting strength training leads to muscle loss and a slower metabolism. And ignoring stress, sleep, and blood sugar balance keeps your body in fat storage mode. These are the 3 big mistakes that work against your metabolism and drive stubborn weight in midlife. If any of these sound familiar, don't worry. The good news is that you can fix this, and you don't have to diet or exhaust yourself to do it. Your metabolism isn't broken. It's just waiting for you to start working with it instead of against it. So now that we've covered the biggest mistakes that are holding you back, let's talk about what actually works. If you've been stuck in the cycle of cutting calories, over exercising, and feeling frustrated every time spring rolls around, you are not alone. But the good news is you don't have to do that this year. Instead of fighting against your metabolism, let's work with it. I've put together a 4-step plan to help you burn more fat without the restriction, feel more energized and balanced in your body, and see real results that last beyond the summer. So let's get into it. Step 1, eat more of the right foods, not less. The first thing that I want you to do is ditch the restrictive mindset around food. Most women think that they need to eat less to lose weight, but really you need to fuel your metabolism properly so that your body feels safe burning fat. Flip that mindset from what do I need to cut out to what does my body need to thrive. And here's how you're going to do it. Prioritize protein. So you could aim for at least 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal to maintain your muscle and keep you full. Think eggs, chicken, salmon, Greek yogurt, organic tofu, or even a very good quality protein shake. Next, include healthy fats. So avocados, nuts, olive oil, fatty fish. These help to keep your hormones happy and support your metabolism. These types of fats have been demonized by the likes of Slimming World and Weight Watchers, which is one of the biggest nutrition crimes that has ever happened. And that so negatively impacts women's health. We need these fats to be healthy and have healthy hormones and healthy skin. Next, don't fear the carbs, but be strategic. Swap the processed carbs for fiber-rich options like sweet potatoes, quinoa, and oats. We know that overdoing the carbs and the sugars raises our blood sugar levels and drives fat storage, but taking them too low is a mistake too. We need carbs to fuel our thyroids and feed our gut bacteria. So rather than cutting them out, we need to think about improving their quality. Next, focus on whole, nutrient-dense foods. Leafy greens, colourful veggies, and fermented foods support gut health, which is absolutely key for metabolism. So here's the key. Stop under eating. If you've been eating less than 1,500 calories a day and you've been struggling, your metabolism is likely running slow because it thinks food is scarce. You don't need to eat less. You need to eat smarter, more protein, more fiber, and less stress. Okay, step 2 of my 4-step plan, strength train at least 2 to 3 times per week. If you're still stuck in the cycle of burn more calories, do more cardio, it's time to switch things up. Here's the truth. The more muscle you have, the higher your metabolism runs. I'm going to drum this point into you. Strength training helps to burn fat long after your workout is over. Cardio alone won't build lean muscle, and after 40, losing muscle means gaining fat. So what you need to do is ideally lift weights or do some sort of resistance training at least 2 to 3 times per week. If you're new, start with bodyweight exercises like Pilates or resistance bands. Next, prioritize compound movements like squats, lunges, deadlifts, and push-ups. These work multiple muscle groups and have the biggest impact on your metabolism. And you don't need to do long workouts. Even 20 to 30 minutes is enough to focus on strength. And don't worry, you won't bulk up. You've got to be really putting in the hours, lifting very heavy and cramming in the protein and calories to get bulky. Instead, you'll get leaner, stronger, and more toned while keeping your metabolism firing all day long. Step 3 is to balance your blood sugars and reduce cortisol. So if you want to lose weight without constantly feeling hungry or dealing with cravings, your blood sugar balance is key. So here's what happens when it's out of whack. Let's say you start your day with toast and coffee on an empty stomach. That causes your blood sugar levels to spike. A few hours later, it crashes and you feel tired, hungry, and you crave sugar. So you reach for a snack, your blood sugar spikes again, and then by 3 p.m., you're exhausted and craving sugar or caffeine to keep you going. Does that sound familiar? This roller coaster is making it so much harder to lose weight. So here's how you're going to fix it. First of all, eat protein and fat first thing in the morning instead of just carbs and caffeine. Secondly, pair carbs with protein or fats to prevent the blood sugar crashes. Next, space meals evenly. Don't go too long without eating or your cravings will hit. Next, manage stress. Chronic stress raises cortisol, which encourages fat storage. Simple swaps make a huge difference, like having Greek yogurt with nuts instead of a sugary cereal, or eggs and avocado instead of just toast. Your body will feel more balanced and those afternoon crashes will disappear. And the next step is to optimize sleep and recovery. I know it doesn't sound exciting, but poor sleep can completely sabotage your weight loss efforts. When you don't get enough sleep, your hunger hormones go haywire, you'll crave sugar and carbs more, your metabolism slows down because your body is in survival mode. So cortisol, which is your stress hormone, it stays high. That leads to fat storage around the belly. So here are some quick tips on how to fix it. First of all, aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep. It's not just about quantity, but quality. Next, stop scrolling on your phone before bed. Blue light messes with your melatonin, making it more difficult for you to get into a restful sleep. Next, eat your last meal at least 2 to 3 hours before bed to improve your digestion and therefore your sleep as well. And next, try magnesium-rich foods like pumpkin seeds or dark chocolate. This helps you to relax. I released an entire episode dedicated to optimizing sleep, and there's so much that you can do. Whatever your schedule, whether you're struggling to get off to sleep in the first place or whether you're struggling to stay asleep. If you've been struggling with your weight loss, fixing your sleep might be the missing piece. All right, so let's quickly recap the 4 steps to resetting your metabolism. First of all, eat more of the right foods, especially protein, healthy fats, and fiber. Next, strength train at least 2 to 3 times per week. Muscle is your metabolism's best friend. Next, balance blood sugar, manage stress, and ditch the energy crashes and cravings. Next, prioritize sleep and recovery because without it, your hormones work against you. If you focus on these 4 things, your metabolism will start working for you, not against you. And the best part is you'll feel energized, satisfied, and strong without depriving yourself. And if you're thinking, okay, this makes sense, but I need a plan to actually put it into action, I have got you covered. Grab my Metabolism Reset Plan for a step-by-step guide on how to kickstart this process. It's just £27 and it will set you up for long-term results. It lays out exactly what you need to do step by step. The link is in the show notes. So now you've got the full breakdown of the 4 steps. You know exactly what to do to support your metabolism, fuel your body properly, and start seeing real, lasting results before summer. But I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great, but how do I actually stick to it? Because let's be honest, we've all started new habits before, only to fall off track after a few weeks. And if you've been stuck in the cycle of yo-yo dieting for years, it can feel hard to trust that that more balanced approach is actually going to work. So let's finish off by talking about how to make this work for you so that it doesn't feel overwhelming and you can stay consistent without the all or nothing again. First of all, ditch the all or nothing mindset. The biggest mistake I see women making when they're trying to change their habits is going all in only to burn out and give up when life gets busy. You can start strong, eating clean, hitting workouts, cutting out the sugar, but then life happens, you get busy, tired, or you just go out for dinner and then you feel like you've messed up and you end up going completely off track. You tell yourself you'll start again on Monday and the cycle repeats. Instead of perfection, focus on progress. If you miss a workout, just move your body the next day. No guilt needed. If you eat something off plan, enjoy it and move on. One meal won't ruin your progress. If you're overwhelmed, focus on 1 to 2 small habits at a time instead of trying to change everything at once. Consistency over time beats perfection every single time. Next, keep your plan flexible so that it actually works with your life. Here's the thing, your metabolism isn't on a strict meal plan or a workout schedule. You don't need to be either. What matters most is sustainability. If your plan is too rigid, you won't stick to it long term. That's why I want you to approach this with flexibility, not rules. Here's how to make it work in real life. If you've got a busy schedule, keep your meals simple. Protein, fiber, and healthy fats at every meal. No need to prepare gourmet meals. If you're traveling or if you eat out a lot, stick to the basics. Prioritize protein, eat until satisfied, and don't overthink it. If you're low on motivation, do the minimum you can manage. The 15-minute walk or a quick body weight workout is better than nothing. The goal is to create habits that fit into your lifestyle, not the other way around. If you're constantly stopping and starting because your plan is too restrictive, it's time to rethink the plan. Next, shift your mindset from quick fix to long-term results. Most diets set you up to fail because they make you think short-term. You get stuck in the cycle of starting strong, losing some weight, hitting a plateau, feeling frustrated, quitting, and then gaining it back. But real lasting fat loss isn't about losing weight fast. It's about improving your metabolism and overall health long term. Instead of thinking, I need to lose X amount of pounds before summer, think, I want to feel strong, energized, and confident in my body. Instead of, I need to burn off what I ate yesterday, think, I'm moving my body because it makes me feel good. When you focus on long-term results, everything gets easier. You won't be constantly chasing the next diet, and you'll just be living a healthy lifestyle that feels good. Okay, so now you know exactly how to reset your metabolism before summer without restrictive dieting, excessive cardio, or unrealistic rules. But here's the thing, you don't have to do this alone. If you're ready to stop the guesswork and finally see results that last, here's what I've got for you. Option 1 is my metabolism reset. This is your step-by-step guide to boosting your metabolism, balancing your hormones, and losing fat in a way that works with your body, not against it. Go and grab it now for just £27. The link is in the show notes. The second option is to get personalized support in my one-to-one program. If you're done with trial and error and you want a personalized plan that gets to the root of the problem and gives you the most direct route to achieving your goals, then book a free discovery call where we're going to map out the best approach for your body, your lifestyle, and your goals. Or you can DM me on Instagram if you've got questions, or use the link in the show notes to book your call. All right, before we wrap up, I just want to say this. You don't have to keep struggling with your metabolism. You can lose weight, feel amazing, and step into summer feeling confident, strong, and full of energy. And the best part, you can do it without starving yourself, over-exercising, or stressing about every bite you eat. So if this episode resonated with you, do me a favor, share it with a friend that needs to hear this. Leave a quick review if you're listening on Apple Podcasts. It helps me to reach more women who need to hear this message. And lastly, drop a comment if you're watching on YouTube. What's the one thing that you're going to start implementing from today's episode? I'd love to hear from you. All right, well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.